Aloha, welcome to Aloha Natty Yoga. So glad you made it. I'm Natty and I'll be guiding you in your practice today. Today's practice will be focusing more on spinal twists and building strength and stability in our poses. It'll be a slower flow, but really mindful about how we're feeling in our twists. Go grab something comfy, grab your water, and I will see you on your mat. Aloha. So we'll gently come onto our mats and first take a moment in a comfortable seat. You can also just sit on your heels. You can have your toes tucked, whatever feels good to you now. And taking a moment to maybe closing the eyes, landing your hands on your thighs, and drop down, deep down into the breath without any change, without wanting to modify, but just being a witness to the sensations already present now in your body. Taking a little bit of a deeper look inwards to soften the mind, soften the body, and to find yourself in that safe space for your practice. Noticing anything that may be going on for you today, and it varies with all of us, wherever we're at. Dropping into your safe space. Take 5 deep breaths here. Feeling the belly rise, the chest rise. And as you exhale, allowing everything to just relax down, deeper down. And then on your next inhale, maybe blinking the eyes opened if they were closed. And we'll find ourselves first in a child's pose. So if you have blocks, just move them on the side. And your child's pose can have knees opened or together, whatever feels good to you. Sit your hips back into the heels, big toes to touch. And then walk your arms forward, releasing the forehead down on the mat. Taking 3 deep breaths here, expanding the breath deep down into the hips and the lower back. And then as you exhale, allow your heart to melt, allow your jaw and your eyes to relax. Taking a moment to just allow yourself this time now for you. Allow everything in. Even the sensations that might be more uncomfortable. On your next inhale, lift the head, lift the forearms, walk your hands to the right, and then fold in. Nice side bend here in your child's pose. Take a deep breath into that left side, expanding the ribs. And as you exhale, melt that left side down towards the mat as you relax all your shoulders and your back. On your next inhale, walk to center, and then exhale your arms to the left and release down. Inhale deeply into the right side.
Exhale here. Taking the time, it takes time to release that tension in the body. On your next inhale, lift and walk to center. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, pull yourself up into a tabletop. Then finding yourself in the center of your mat, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And we're just going to start swaying our hips side to side. Just swaying. Keeping your awareness on the breath and noticing what that already feels like maybe in your body. And then we'll start gradually increasing this as we come into a figure eight. Drawing figure eights as you send your chest past the shoulders and then the hips back into a figure eight. Drawing a figure eight with your body. The size of them can vary depending on how you want your body to feel. And then switch directions with your figure eight. My knee just cracked. That always happens for me. Cracking of the body. Good. And then come back to center. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone up as you send your shining your heart forward and up. Exhale, drop the tailbone down, tucking the chin in, drawing the navel in. Nice cat. Inhale into your cow. You can move here organically as you do your cat-cow. So maybe it feels good here in your cat to do small circles with the shoulder blades. And keep moving in your cat-cow, feeling the palms of the hands really rooting down, feeling the top of the feet and the knees rooting down into your mat. Start awakening the spine. Feel that fluidity of the spine, all the discs, the vertebrae moving smoothly here. On your next inhale, find yourself into a neutral spine. And then open the left arm up to the sky. Twisting to the left. Reach here. You're staying exactly where you are, but just sending that arm open and up. Exhale it down. We'll do the other side. Inhale, open the right arm up to the sky. Reach. Exhale down. One more time on each side. Inhale, open up to the left. Reach the heart forward as you open. Look sideways to relax the neck. Exhale down. Inhale, right arm overhead. Reach to the sky. Feel that spine twisting delicately here. Exhale down. On your next inhale, reach that right leg back on the ball of the foot and start maybe swaying forward and back, taking your time to press the heel back to stretch that right calf. Waking up the abdominals by trying to draw in the navel up and in towards the spine. And then come back to center. Lift that leg up parallel to the mat. And here, square the hips. You can Point the toes down to square the hips. It allows your right hip to drop down to the same level as your as your left. Reach out of the back heel. Draw the navel in. Press out of both hands. Solid core. Feeling the right glute activating a little bit here. Inhale the left arm forward. So really reaching out of the hand and the foot. Lengthening. Imagine your spine opening here. All the vertebrae having space. Bird dog. That builds strength and stability. It is working your balance here. One more breath. Keep the leg there, release the hand first, and then lower that foot down. Turn the left shin out, come into a variation of side plank. Sending your right arm overhead. First, lengthen. Allow the tailbone to draw down towards the heel and the chest to reach forward to create a length in the front body. Lifting that right leg off of the mat, parallel to the mat. You can hold it here. Option to bend that top knee, grabbing the ankle. Press the hip forward as you press the foot into the hand to open up the hip flexor, the quad. Still reaching the tailbone down towards the end of your mat. Inhale, release as you lengthen the leg forward, reaching the arm overhead this time. Creating length on the side body, the side that's facing the sky. Release that leg down and then turn back into your tabletop. Take a moment here. You can sit into child's pose if that feels good to you. You can do some cat-cows here. If you're in child's pose, maybe swaying yourself a little side to side to open up the lower back. Shifting your hips side to side. When you're ready, pull yourself back into tabletop. Inhale that left foot back on the ball of the foot. And then taking your time here to sway forward and back on the ball of the foot. And this is really good also for the toes, not just the calf. And maybe closing your eyes and notice where the sensations are happening. And then notice here, your hips level with each other, right? And then facing down facing the mat. Maybe look at your hips when you lift that back leg up. So come back to neutral, so your shoulders are above the wrists, and then look at your hips, look down, and then lift that leg up. That left leg parallel to the mat, toes pointing down. You could even do an experiment here by opening the toes sideways and seeing how your upper hip opens. Those hips are not square. The hips are square when your left hip drops to the same level as your right. Reach the leg out. Reach out of the heel. Draw the navel up and in. Feel that left glute activating slightly here. Sometimes I like to put my hand on my lower back and feel what's happening here as I do this. Feel yourself. It's okay to touch in areas and see how you're doing. Gently loving your body here. When you're ready, inhale the right arm forward. Lengthen out of both ends. Imagining the spine having space to breathe. Press out of that left hand, stabilizing yourself. Building strength in the shoulder. And then exhale, release. Turn the right shin out. Come into a modified side plank, reaching that left arm towards the sky here. You always have the option to stay here and just modifying the position of your arm, right? Your arm can go overhead if you'd like, or lift that left leg up parallel to the mat. And sometimes I get discomfort in my hips, so I have to readjust myself and then do it again. That's okay. We're all different. We all have things going on. So just notice when you need to just stop for a second and recognize what you need to do for yourself. Deep breath. Draw the navel in, tailbone towards the heel. Reach the heart forward, lengthen, and then bend the top knee, grabbing the ankle if that feels good to you. Press the hip forward as you press the foot into your hand. Keep the knee level with the top hip. So what I mean by that is don't have your knee coming above your hip or below like this. Just have it exactly at the same place as your hip. Inhale, release, lengthen, sending the arm overhead, reach. Lower the foot, lower the hand, come back into tabletop. Take the left leg up behind you and then tap it, crossing behind you. You can look and see your foot. And then exhale, sweep it all the way beside you. So I'll just face you like this. Inhale, tap. Exhale, rainbow your leg. And tap it to the outside of your body in line with the knee. Keep doing this fluid movement as you draw the navel in. Maybe come into an angle. You can see me better. It's always a matter of shifting and moving yourself around so people can see. And then keep moving like this. And when you're ready, tap the knee behind. Tap the right knee behind the left as you send your chest slightly to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, tap to the outside. Inhale, lift leg behind you. Knee behind the other knee. And you can just stay in a rainbow shape if that feels better for you. This is strengthening the hips and also moving the spine. And then release back to center. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, reach that left leg back, tap it on the outside. Inhale, back to center. Sweep it behind you into a rainbow shape and tap the toes down, maybe looking at that foot behind you. Keep moving with your breath. Press out of both palms. Look down at the mat to release your neck. Whenever you're ready, you can just tap the knee behind the left as you send your chest to the right. Inhale, exhale, tap the foot on the outside. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knee behind other knee. Notice how that feels in your body when you're fluidly moving like this. And then release back to center. Come into a tabletop. And you're walk your hands forward and release the chest down on the mat into puppy pose. Keeping the hips in line with the knees. Taking a few breaths here. You can lower the forehead down on the mat. If that's not accessible for you, you can have a block. Or you can just hold it with the hands pressing into the mat. Inhale, walk the hands in a little bit towards the body. Reach that right arm overhead. Exhale, sweep it underneath the left, releasing the forehead on the mat. Maybe extending the left arm forward or bringing it behind you into a bind. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Inhale, press yourself back up to center as you sweep the right arm overhead. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, send the left arm overhead. Exhale, sweep it underneath the right armpit, lower the forehead. Come into a nice shoulder stretch here. Again, you can reach that right arm forward, pressing into the mat, feeling that deep spinal twist in the mid-spine. Take the opportunity to use the breath to create space in your body. You can come into a bind. And if you do that, breathe deeply into the heart center, feeling the breath reaching the back of the shoulder blades. Inhale, press yourself back up, reaching the left arm overhead into a twist. Exhale, lower the hands down on the mat. Tuck the toes. Slowly send your hips up and back into down dog. Keeping the knees bent here. Maybe start pedaling the feet. Sometimes I love to sway here, slightly side to side, allowing my hips to move freely, my spine to start feeling how it is to move more deeply into poses, into fluid movement. And then take a moment here to release the heels down towards the mat. pressing out of the palms of your hands as you lift your hips up and back, drawing the navel up and in. Relaxing the neck, so your chin is slightly tucked in, but it's not tucked in all the way. Like relaxing the neck. You can say yeses and nos. Drawing the elbows down towards the mat to frame your upper back. And then maybe walking the feet in just a little more. Taking a moment here. Take your left hand, place it on the outside of the right shin, and press out of the right hand as you come into a twist. Deep breaths here. We're not holding it here very long. Keep the hips pointing back, lifting up and back. And then exhale, come back to center. Inhale into plank. Exhale into down dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale into down dog. One more time. Inhale into plank. Exhale into down dog. Inhale. Exhale, take the right hand on the outside of the left shin. Twisting to the left. Press out of the left hand, reaching the hips up and back as you twist. You might have some shaking in your arms. That's okay. Take one more breath. Exhale back to center. Inhale, roll yourself into high plank. Exhale, lower the knees down, lower all the way down to the belly. Taking a moment here. Knees stacking the hands, resting your forehead. Inhale, come up into Sphinx. So forearms on the mat in front of you, elbows underneath shoulders. Reach your heart forward and press out of the forearms. Press the top of the feet into the mat. Looking forward and coming into your Sphinx. And then lower the chest down. Tent your fingers, tent your hands just a little bit past your shoulders. Okay, your fingers can turn away from you or towards the front, whatever feels good to you. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, dip the left shoulder to center as you do a slight twist to the right. Inhale, press up into center. Exhale, drop the right shoulder to center as you twist to the left and lower. Do this again, keeping a fluid movement with your breath. Maybe one more time on each side. Come back to center. Stay here for one breath. Cobra. Exhale, lower. Place the palms of your hands onto the mat. They can be further away or closer to you. Bend the right knee. Press yourself to the side. Tap. And then exhale back to center. Do this again. Bend the left knee. Draw that foot behind you as you come into a slight twist. Exhale, come back on the belly. Inhale, bend that right knee. Press onto the side as you tap your toes behind you. Exhale, lower the hips back down. Release the leg. Keep moving like this. You can keep your head on the mat if that feels good, or you can lift the chest off of the mat. Whatever is more comfortable for you. Here, it's just the mindful movement of the spine as you twist. It's like scorpion without the arms. It's just the spine and the hips. Release the legs, come back to center. Reach the left arm away from you. When you're ready, press yourself onto your side and we'll come into full scorpion here. Take the foot behind the leg if that's accessible to you. Take a few breaths here, allowing your head to relax on the mat. Feeling the opening of the shoulder on the left side. Notice what's coming up for you now. Just release it all right on the mat. Deep breaths. And then slowly lower back onto the belly and we'll switch sides. Sometimes I like to just lift that leg up, even the arm, the top arm up towards the sky. It feels good to just dangle. It also puts more weight onto the bottom body. If you want a deeper opening. Relax the jaw. And then release, hand, come back onto the belly. Inhale, press yourself into a tabletop. Exhale, sit down into child's pose. Take a few breaths here. And then slowly find yourself into a tabletop. Take your blocks. Place your hands on your blocks, about shoulder width apart. Your blocks can be at the highest level or mid-level. Step the right foot forward between the blocks. Knee in line with the ankle. Okay. Come into a low lunge here. And then walk the foot forward. You can even reach that back knee a little back further. Tuck or untuck the back toes. Whatever feels good to you here. Take a deep breath. Inhale as you reach the heart up. And then just allow the front hip to move forward. So the left hip moving forward, the right hip moving back. And when you're ready, pressing out of the front foot, inhale, reach the arms overhead. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms towards the sky. Draw the navel up and in as you send the tailbone down, pressing out of the front ball of the foot. As you exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Reaching the arms up. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Release the arms out into a T. Still lifting the heart up as you press into the front foot, drawing the tailbone down, strong legs, scissoring the legs. Maybe here dropping the back hand on the back thigh, sending the left arm overhead into a twist. Or just staying into a T. Maybe bending the front knee a little deeper. Inhale back into T arms. Inhale back to center, reach. Exhale, hands on blocks. Shift your hips back into half splits, flexing the toes towards you. Inhale into your low lunge. Exhale into half splits. Inhale, bend the front knee into your low lunge. Exhale, back into half splits. Take a breath here. Maybe folding deeper into your half splits. Maybe moving the blocks closer to your hips. Lengthening the heart forward and folding in. Option here to point the toes down towards the mat and then flex them. Point and flex. You have the option here to just continue with that, or even drawing rainbows with your pointed toes. Notice how that feels on the inside of the thighs and then the outside when you're doing that. Inhale, bend the front knee, walk the blocks forward. Bring that front foot closer in. Keep the left hand either on the block or the mat, inside of the right foot, and then open your right arm to the sky into a twist. Option to send that arm overhead. You can also come into a bind here even more, and then opening the top shoulder as you look to the sky. Deeper twist. And then exhale back to frame the front foot. Then we'll switch sides. Step the left foot forward between the blocks. And then here again, shift the back knee back more. And then inhale, lengthen the heart forward. And then take an exhale, just staying here for the first couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, activating the glutes, pressing into the front foot. Inhale, lift arms overhead, drawing the navel up and in. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms to the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Stay with length. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Use your abdominals here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Stay here. Open arms out into a T. You can stay here or drop the back hand on the back thigh. Take that right arm overhead into a twist. Low lunge. Twist. It's like reverse warrior, but different. Inhale, back to T arms. Inhale, back to center, reach. Exhale, plant the hands on the blocks. Shift your weight back into half splits, flexing the toes towards you. Inhale, bend the front knee into your low lunge, opening the heart. Keeping the shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, shift your hips back, flex the toes.
One more time. Inhale, bend the front knee. Exhale back. Stay here for a breath. And pointing the toes down towards the mat and then flexing them. And keep moving like this. Maybe rainbowing your foot as the toes are pointed. Gently here, notice how that feels in your upper hip and thighs. Maybe you feel it in your ankle, the top foot, the shin. And then inhale, bend the front knee, bring that back knee in more. Keep the right hand on your block or on the mat. Open twist the left arm to the sky. Option to come into a bind again. Inhale, reach the heart forward as you twist the top shoulder open, maybe looking up at the sky. And exhale. Lower the hands down, step the left foot back to meet the right. Inhale, tuck the toes, exhale, down dog. Take a moment here in your down dog, take a breath. When you're ready, inhale, lift the right leg behind you. Exhale, step it between the hands. Keep that left hand planted. Inhale into a twist. Open twist. Right arm to the sky. Strong back leg here. Exhale, lower that hand down. And then flip that back foot onto its side. Take both hands inside of the right foot. Open the left arm to the sky, keeping your shoulder leaning into the inner right thigh. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Step the right foot back to meet the left into plank. Lower down, chaturanga or cobra. Inhale here, maybe up dog. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, pull it in, step it between the hands. High lunge here. Inhale, plant the right hand down as you sweep the left arm overhead into a twist. Keep high on the ball of the back foot. Strong back leg. You can even send the arm overhead here, reaching forward. Exhale, lower that hand down inside of the left foot. Both hands are on the inside of the left foot. Flip the back foot to the side, pivot it onto its side. Keep the left hand planted, open, twist to the right, right arm to the sky. Use the leverage of your left arm leaning into your left thigh. Press out of that back foot. Exhale, lower that hand down, step it into plank.
Slowly shift your weight forward, high onto the toes. Exhale, slowly lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, walk the feet to the hands and fold here. You can have your hands landing on blocks. You can also have your hands on your shins or the back of the calves, pulling down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands on the mat, heel toe your feet in, big toes to touch, keeping a slight space between the back heels. Gluing the legs together. Inhale, sit into your chair, hands to heart. Tailbone down, draw the navel up and in as you reach the heart to the sky and the crown of the head, rolling the shoulders back and down. Inhale here, lengthen. Exhale, sit down as you twist to the right, keeping your hips where they are, keeping your knees in line with each other. Inhale back to center using your core. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Press the hands into each other. Inhale back to center, draw the navel in, sit down. Exhale, twist to the left. This is strengthening the legs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hook the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh into a deep spinal twist. Sit your hips back down as you press the elbow into the thigh, lifting the chest towards your hands, reaching the heart forward, keeping the knees in line with each other here. Find your weight into the heels, maybe lifting the toes. Inhale, back to center, unbend the knees, reach into a nice back bend. Deep breath here as you lengthen the front body. Exhale, sit down into your chair. Inhale. Exhale, sit down as you twist to the left, hooking the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, as you sit down, your hips, reach your heart forward. And then exhale, press your elbow into the right thigh as you lift the heart to the hands. Shoulders away from the ears. Draw the navel in as you sit down. Weight into the heels, lifting the toes. One last breath here. Exhale it out. Inhale, back to center. Reach, 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 reach. Opening, cactusing the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the heart. Feel the heels and the ball of the feet planted into the mat. Exhale, release the arms down behind your back, interlacing the fingers. Inhale, reach the heart up, and then exhale, press the hands down towards the mat as you open up the chest. Maybe pressing the pubic bones forward. Press the pubic bone forward, hip bones forward. Squeezing the glutes slightly, pressing into the heels. Feeling that balance, relax the neck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach down. And then release the back bend, bringing your hands down by your sides into Tadasana, mountain pose. And maybe here, heel toeing your feet out, hip width apart. Closing your eyes, feeling grounded here. bending the knees slowly, coming down on your mat, lowering down slowly here onto the sit bones. And then slowly rolling down onto your back. And when you find yourself on your back, draw the knees into the chest. Maybe opening the knees and circling the knees out. And then switch directions with the circles. And then planting the feet down on the mat. Heel toe your feet out, mount width apart. And open your arms out into a T or a cactus. And then start shifting your knees to the left, dropping the knees down. Inhaling them back up to center, and then exhale, dropping them down to the right. Keep moving like this. Slowly noticing how that feels all the way into your side body, your obliques, your hip flexors, your outer hip, your spine, your lower back. When you find yourself dropping your knees to the right, leave them there and take a deep breath in here. Open your mouth inside out. Option to look to the left. And having your arms overhead here. If you want to go even deeper, you can hook the right ankle on top of the left thigh to draw the left thigh down. Taking your time to release your weight. And release the foot if you brought it on top of the thigh. Inhale, draw your knees to center. Take a moment, and when you're ready, exhale, drop your knees to the left and leave them there. Maybe turning the head to the right. Deep breath, deep down into the hips, the lower back. Option to hook the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Inhale, back to center. Bring the soles of the feet together and drop the knees opened into a supine butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a few deep breaths here. Releasing the tension even more. Relaxing the spine. If need be, you can always bring blocks or blankets underneath the thighs for support here. It's just a matter of listening to your body. Bring your arms down by your sides, supporting the thighs. Draw the knees back to center. Heel toe your feet out, mat width apart, and drop the knees inwards. Maybe landing your hands on your lower abdominals here. You can even do a slight sway side to side with the knees pointed inwards. Slight internal rotation of the hips here. You might feel that in your SI joint, your sacroiliac joint. You might feel that in your lower back and the inner thighs and hips. Heel toe your feet back to center. Reach the legs out, reach the arms overhead. Give yourself a really big squeeze as you press the hips up to the sky, squeezing the glutes, reaching the toes, maybe squeezing the jaw, the eyes, rotating the wrists, squeezing the fingers. And exhale, release here into your final Shavasana. Taking the space, opening the legs, the arms out. Taking a moment to feel yourself grounding down in your mat. Just releasing it all down, allowing the earth to hold you. Noticing any sensations coming up. And thanking yourself for showing up in your safe space. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for joining me in your practice today. I hope to see you in your next practice. Namaste.